Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be replacing the illumination light bulbs for the HVAC controls on a 2006 Honda Odyssey. So this is an EXL model. I think this also pertains to an EX and a Touring model. But if your HVAC controls look like the ones I have here, then I'm guessing this procedure would work. So I can't get this focused in, but these are the HVAC controls. You can see there's a little bit of a light here, and there's a light over here, but all of these buttons should be illuminated. So here you can see the buttons and the light. I just wanted to show in the dark to show that they're actually burned out. So this has 6 light bulbs in it. There are 4 gray and 2 black. Those are the colors of the bases. And if you find this video helpful and you want to purchase those bulbs, I'll put a link below to those. And if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So we need to take off from here to here. This whole panel pops out. In order to do that, I need to open the top glove box. And then I'm going to take a pry tool and start pulling up here. Now this is an older car. There is always a chance you're going to break this plastic, so you do need to be careful. Okay, so there are 3 wires you need to disconnect under here. There's one right here. There's one for the hazard light, and then one for the interior lights. So to disconnect those, you're going to press in on a little tab. It's on the front of this one. This one in the back, it's on the left side. And they come loose pretty easily. This one here, this feels like a smaller tab on the left. And this one, I might need to wiggle this a little bit. Okay, that one was a little trickier. Now these have these metal clips, and sometimes they will come off. This one stayed right here. Let me try not to drop it. So I will press that back on. Looks like this one also came loose and probably fell in there somewhere. So I may replace it, I may just leave it out. So let's head to my shop and get these bulbs replaced. Okay, so I'm down in my shop, and this is currently upside down. It's just at a better angle for me. So these are the bulbs here. Now I said there are 4 gray and 2 black. It's not hard to keep track. It says gray here, black here. So if you take them out and get them mixed up, it's not hard to know where they go. So I'm going to take a small screwdriver, stick it in there, and I'll turn it. So it turns maybe 45 degrees. So at this point, it can be a little tricky to get that out of there. So I have a little pick tool here, and I can work this here under it and eventually get it out. There is another trick. So let me get them all ready. So here I have a hot glue gun and a dowel. You could also maybe use a pencil or something. I'm going to put a tiny dot of hot glue on the back of the dowel, and then I'm going to stick it on the back of the light bulb. And I'll hold it there for a second to cool. And now I can lift it right out of there. Then I'll just pull the bulb off. There's no glue even stuck to the bulb. I can peel that old glue off, or I can actually just put new glue right on top. So let's do that again. You can pull it out right away, but you really kind of want it solid before you take this off of here, otherwise it'll get gooey. So the absolute tiniest spot of hot glue is all you need. So I have all 6 bulbs out. We had 2 that still worked, but needless to say, while I'm in here, I'm going to replace all 6. So here are my new bulbs. Now, as far as I know, these are not Honda OEM bulbs. I will put a link below to Honda OEM bulbs if you want those. These were some I got off eBay. Now, there are LED options, and I considered those, but the thing here is that these are different values of brightness, and when you get LED, there's one bulb, and you put those in all these locations. And I have no problem with the illumination with the incandescent on this. And this vehicle has 200,000 miles. I don't know when they burned out, but these will probably last the rest of the life of the vehicle, and we'll get nice illumination with it. So let me get this little packet open. So there are the 2 bulbs. Here's the back side. Now these aftermarket ones look like they have a bigger slot in them, so I'll probably use a bigger screwdriver to put them back in. That leads me to the next thing. It did come with a little note. In the second part here it says, a very firm twist is required to seat all bulbs. Please use correct size screwdriver. Failure to do so could damage the bulbs. Bulbs are seated when the screwdriver slot aligns with the lock line on the control panel. Another interesting note, it says the doors must be closed during service. Failure to do so could leave some of the bulbs not illuminating. This can be corrected by unplugging and replugging in the control unit with the door closed. I don't recall seeing that in the factory service manual, but I'm going to leave the door closed just in case. And this does say it fits 2005 to 2010 Honda Odyssey EX, EXL, and Touring only. So I have a larger screwdriver here. Let's test this out. That fits in there nicely. So I'll go ahead and put that in a gray slot. And I'll put the other bulbs in the appropriate holes. So it's not lined up perfect. I'll just kind of wiggle it. So if we look on here, hopefully this is coming through, it says in and lock. So where you put the screwdriver blade in, you want to line that up with in and then rotate it to lock. Like so. And this did require firmer pressure than the original bulbs. Okay, so they're all in. Let's head back out to the car and get this installed. Okay, so we're back in the car. Now the clip that was here fell down below, so I just took the side panel off in the back. You pull one plug, and the clip was sitting on top of a bundle of wires. So I need to put this back on. There are 3 connectors. This one tends to fall down in here. You should be able to reach it with your fingers, or you can grab it with a little wire or something. So I'm going to attach all of these wires. Then I'm going to check it and make sure the lights work before I clip it in. So I'm going to do the door switch first. So these should plug in pretty easily, and they are keyed, so they should only go in one way. Okay, those are all clipped in. Okay, so you can see these are all lit up now. So I'll clip this back in and we'll try and get a better look. So to put this back in, we want to press down on these clips. So that clipped in very easily. It's all lined up. We'll close the glove box. Those have a nice look. It's very even. The illumination from the HVAC controls matches the radio controls down here, and you can see every button now. And these were completely dark prior to changing the bulbs. You'd be driving down the road, you'd want to change your settings, and you couldn't see these buttons except for the ones that were illuminated. So this is going to be a big improvement. So that's changing the illumination bulbs for the HVAC controls on a 2006 Honda Odyssey. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.